Israel, Israel. Who am I?
An Israelite.
Who am I?
An Israelite.
Listen up, Israel. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 47. Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things. Israel, Israel. Who am I?
An Israelite.
Who am I?
An Israelite.
Let's get started. First, give it our praise to the Most High and His Son. Bless today's class. The Holy One of Israel gave Egypt for thy ransom. Today we want to talk about getting understanding of what the price that was pretty much paid for our salvation, for our deliverance out of our captivity in Egypt. So today I want to focus on the 10 Egyptian plagues and meaning of the plagues that was brought upon our enemy. This is something that was never really covered in Christianity. They talk about the plagues, but they never gave meaning towards the plagues. So today, through the Spirit of the Most High and the Son, we're going to get that understanding of the meaning of these plagues. Before we get started, the purpose of why we teach and edify how we do, give me that in the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 1 and verse 10 right quick. Because Paul spoke on this, and he was exhorting the Israelites at that time to come together and be in unity. Read that right quick, God.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 1 and verse 10. Now I beseech you, brethren, by the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, that ye speak the same thing.
That you do what?
That ye speak the same thing.
So speaking the same thing is speaking the oracles of the Most High God. Abiding in the laws, statutes, and commandments. Read.
And that there be no division.
No what?
No division among you.
So this is what we have to realize. We got to keep a humble and meek heart to actually unite with our family, with our brothers and sisters in this truth. We got to stay humble. We can't get puffed up. We can't get arrogant. We can't let pride come in the way of being obedient to the oracles of the power. Read on.
But that ye be perfectly joined together.
Okay.
In the same mind.
In the what?
In the same mind.
Read.
And in the same judgment.
And the same judgment is the understanding of these laws. That's what we got to strive for. So, as I say this to all Israel, happy Passover to the ones that's going into Passover, the ones that's in Passover right now. We know we prophesy in part, so we understand that some days might be a little different, but just the fact that we are celebrating the Passover is a righteous rehearsal. So all praises to that. So let's get rolling. Give me Romans 15 and 4. All praises to the Most High. It's another blessed Sabbath day that we're here to gather and fellowship and learn about our four-ways and byways.
The book of Romans, chapter 15 and verse 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime.
Because every time we come into this book, we understand now this is our inheritance. So the things that were written before time, we realize it's written by our forefathers. Read.
Were written for our learning.
For our what?
For our learning.
Read.
That we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope.
So as we continue to grow spiritually, abiding in His will, continue to meditate on the words of the Most High God, this is going to be our hope. And this is going to be our understanding. Give me Proverbs 4 and 7 to just elaborate on understanding. As we continue, there's no way that we can just read this Bible and not meditate in this Bible day in and day out. I believe King David spoke about that. That is the whole foundation for us to stay in the will of the power. Read that right quick, guys.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 4, verse 7. Wisdom is the principal thing.
Which we know wisdom comes from the Most High God. Read.
Therefore, get wisdom.
So we must receive this wisdom. That goes back into meditating on the word day in and day out. Read.
And with all thy getting.
And with all thy getting of this wisdom, read.
Get understanding.
Do what?
Get understanding.
So we want to make sure we get understanding. I tell brothers and sisters all the time, if you know precepts but you're not abiding in the precept, what's the purpose of knowing it? You must get understanding in what is written. If we don't have understanding, guess what? We don't have hope. Because our hope lies in the understanding on what was written aforetime. So let's go into this class now. Give me Isaiah chapter 43 and verse 10. Matter of fact, before we get there, jump up to verse 3 because I want to cover where the title of the class came from, and we'll go from there. Go ahead, huh?
The book of the prophet Isaiah, chapter 43 and verse 3. For I am the Lord thy God.
Understand, thy means to pertain to. He's the Lord thy God, the 12 tribes of Israel. Read.
The Holy One of Israel.
Okay.
Thy Savior.
Okay.
I gave Egypt for thy ransom, Ethiopia and Seba for thee.
Understand, a ransom is a payback. So he's addressed the Holy One of Israel. We're going to cover this in a second. He gave Egypt for thy ransom. You know what was going on in Egypt in our captivity? The Most High God saw that situation, and he gave Egypt, pretty much, he paid them back for what happened to us. But I'm going to show you. Now jump down to verse 10.
Verse 10. Ye are my witnesses, said the Lord, and my servant, whom I have chosen.
Notice he keep reiterating his servants, the 12 tribes of Israel, you so-called blacks, Hispanic, and Native Americans, who he have chosen. Read.
That ye may know and believe me, and understand that I am he.
Understand, I love where you say that you shall know and believe me and understand. This is what the prophet's supposed to do. We got to bring the understanding to our people.
That's right.
Knowing is not enough. You got to understand Israel. Read on.
Before me there was no God formed,
Okay.
neither shall there be after me. I, even I, am the Lord, and beside me there is no Savior.
Okay.
I have declared and have saved. I have shewed when there was no strange God among you. Therefore, ye are my witnesses.
So we are what?
Ye are my witnesses.
This is what we have to realize. No matter who the world try to draft in, we're the only nation that can relate to these scriptures, these curses and these verses. Read.
Said the Lord, that I am God. Yea, before the day was, I am he.
Okay.
And there is none that can deliver out of my hand.
So when you think about what's going on, if the Most High God say, no matter what you deal with or who you deal with, if no one can deliver you out of my hand. You can go to your theology school, you can go to psychology school, you can go get a counselor, but if the counselor not coming from thus say the Lord, it's all for naught. Read on.
I will work, and ye shall let it. Thus says the Lord, your Redeemer.
Your what?
Your Redeemer.
Read on.
The Holy One of Israel.
Now this is the understanding. I'm going to break this down because I want to make sure we have an understanding. The Holy One of Israel. Read.
For your sake I have sent to Babylon, and have brought down all there, the nobles and the Chaldeans,
Okay.
whose cry is in the ships.
Uh-huh.
I am the Lord, your Holy One, the Creator of Israel, your King.
You're a king. Understand, when we read in the Old Testament, talk about King David. Now understand, Christ comes from the bloodline of King David. Now I'm going to show you something. To get that understanding, ye are my witness. No strange gods. A lot of time our brothers get caught up and they don't want to deal with the New Testament because they kind of stand on, they feel like Christ is a strange God. But I'm going to show you. Give me St. John chapter 10 and verse 27 right quick. Because when you read in the Old Testament, Deuteronomy 18:18, about this prophet that he was going to send, that he was going to put his words in his mouth. This is what I want y'all to realize, Israel. The Holy One of Israel is Jehoshaphat. That's his Hebrew name.
That's
but,
right.
You know, the word know him as Jesus Christ.
That's right.
But I'm going to show you something. The Holy One of Israel. I want to make this understood. Read that right quick, God.
The book of St. John, chapter 10 and verse 27. My sheep hear my voice.
So realize a lot of time people going to get confused when you deal with this topic about Christ and you dealing with the Most High God. But what does the Bible say?
My sheep hear my voice.
Okay.
And I know them. And they follow me.
And they follow me. So he said his sheep going to understand what's going on. His sheep is not going to lean to their own understanding. Read.
And I give unto them eternal life.
Okay.
And they shall never perish. Neither shall any man pluck them out of my hand.
Now we just read where it said the Most High God pretty much none shall be plucked out of his hand. None shall be delivered from his hand. Christ is saying the same thing. We're going to find out why, though. Read.
My Father, which gave them me, is greater than all.
So understand, Christ giving the honor back to the Heavenly Father. As us being Christ-like, we should be doing the same thing. No one worshiping the Holy One of Israel, but we respect him because we know he's the mediator. I'm going to cover that in a second too, but read on.
And no man is able to pluck them out of my Father's hand.
Now check this out. Read on.
I and my Father are one.
Read that again.
I and my Father are one.
So when Christ was speaking, he was addressing, me and my Father, we on the same accord. We on the same understanding what we read in 1 Corinthians chapter 1 and verse 10. So when this was said, this what the non-believers, the ones that was shaking in the faith, Read the next verse. I'm going to show you what happened.
Then the Jews took up stones again to stone him.
To what?
To stone him.
Because they didn't understand how Christ was saying the same thing that the Heavenly Father was saying. But when you read verse 30, it say, I and my Father are one. That means they're on the same accord. So he wasn't going to speak anything different than what was said in the Old Testament. Right. I'm going to show you. Let's get a little more understanding with that. Give me St. John chapter 1 and verse 18. Because when you look at what's going on, are one, same mindset, being on one accord. That is pretty much what's being addressed. Now, going back, because we're going to deal with Egypt and we're going to deal with the curses. I want y'all to realize this. Put this in your mind. Give me that St. John chapter 1 and verse 18.
The book of St. John, chapter 1 and verse 18. No man had seen God at any time.
So when you're dealing with no man has seen God at any time, just understand it. No man has dealt with the Father at any time. Seen just going into the action word of dealt with, hands-on with. No, read that again.
No man had seen God at any time. The only begotten Son, which is in the bosom of the Father. He had declared him.
So understand. This is what I want y'all to realize, Israel. We're going to go into Egypt. We're going to go into these curses. But I want you to understand what's going on. No man has seen the Father at any time. So, who was Moses dealing with? I'm going to bring understanding. The Holy One of Israel. When you're the Holy One of Israel, we understand Christ come out of what tribe?
Judah.
So, this is what we got to take into mind. Now, give me Hebrews chapter 1 and verse 2 right quick. Because I want to cover the Holy One of Israel. Now, and I try to bring, I got to make it talk because sometimes people can't see Christ in the Old Testament. And I pray, especially all people, that they wake up to the understanding. Because no matter how good a teacher could be, if the Most High don't want you to see it, you're not going to see it. This is all spiritual. But I'm going to show you something. Read that out.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 1 and verse 2. Had in these last days spoken unto us by his Son.
So it's addressed, he spoke unto us by his Son. Read on.
Whom he had appointed.
Hold up. Read that again.
Whom he had appointed.
Read.
Higher of all things.
So he said by his Son, who he have appointed higher of all things. That means all the inheritance, all the operations of everything dealing with this world, he gave it to his Son. Now, when I go into content and bring it into a more, I'm going to say, a world concept, you can think about the mafia. You think about Al Capone. Al Capone was a big-time mafia, right? Did he ever kill anybody? Hands on? Did he ever go sell dope? Hands on? He had people working for him, right?
Right.
But it's hard for people to understand that if God is almighty, people still say God made the earth. Read that again, boy. Who what? Whom
hath in the last days spoken unto us by his Son.
By his what?
By his Son.
Read.
Whom he had appointed higher of all things.
Read on.
By whom also he made the world.
Come on now. Now I'm trying to show y'all something. The Holy One of Israel. Now I'm going to show you. Give me 1 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 5. Before we get into the class, I want to just build this understanding up. Christ, man, he was the pretty much foundation through the Most High God. But I'm going to show you. Let me show you why. Read on. Read that.
The book of 1 Timothy, chapter 2 and verse 5. For there is one God.
Okay.
And one mediator.
And one what?
And one mediator.
Read on.
Between God and men.
So understand, from here, we realize when you're dealing with what the word called the New Testament, Christ was the mediator for us at this time. Moses was the mediator back then in the Old Testament. But Moses was dealing with it, and I'm going to show you. Give me St. John chapter 8 and verse 56 right quick. Who was Moses dealing with? Was Moses dealing with hands-on with the Most High God? Because if he was, that means what we read in St. John 1 and 18 is a lie.
Yep.
And we know that's not a lie. And I trip out because you deal with Christianity and they try to twist things up, but then you hit them with John 7 and 38 and say he that believe on me as the what?
The scripture has said.
But they don't want to lean to the scriptures. But I'm going to show you. Read this right quick.
The book of St. John, chapter 8 and verse 56. Your father Abraham rejoiced to see my day, and he saw it and was glad.
So Christ was speaking to the disciples. He would let them know, your father rejoiced to see my face. Read on.
Then said the Jews unto him,
And check this out. Read.
Thou art not yet 50 years old, and hast thou seen Abraham? Jesus said unto them,
So they questioned him at this point. But check this out. Read.
Verily, verily, I say unto you, before Abraham
Before who?
Before Abraham
Read.
was, I am.
Now, this is what I wanted y'all to realize. Moses was dealing with the Holy One of Israel.
That's right. Yes, sir.
Come on, man. Come on, man. You can see Al Capone have workers, but you can't see the Most High God have his what? Right-hand man too. So this is what's going on. I'm going to show you something. Give me John, let's stay in John for a second. Give me John chapter 5 and verse 46 and 47. Because when Christ was dealing with them, this is what you have to realize. The Holy One of Israel is the Black Messiah.
That's right.
I'm going to show you. Read that right quick.
The book of St. John, chapter 5 and verse 46. For had ye believed Moses.
So Christ is addressing, have ye believed Moses? Because who was Moses in the Old Testament? He was the mediator.
That's right.
For the Israelites and the Most High God. He was the middleman. If you read in Exodus, matter of fact, goes into Leviticus, they was afraid to speak to the Most High. When the clouds started thundering and lightning, they asked the Most High, could we speak to Moses? We don't want to speak with you. But read that again.
For had you believed Moses, you would have believed me.
So he's telling, man, if you believe Moses, pretty much Christ saying, you believe Moses, I wouldn't even have to come. I'm still been up there with my father. Bro, read on.
For he wrote of me.
But he what?
For he wrote of me.
Come on now.
But if you believe not his writings.
So this what's going on. If you believe not his writing, because guess what? Malachi 3 and 6 say what? I'm the Lord thy God. I change what?
I change not.
Come on now, read on.
How shall you believe my word?
So he said, you don't believe Moses' writing, how shall you believe his word? Come on, man. You want to run Christianity around with the new, but they don't want to deal with the old. Come on, man. The new is pretty much a replicant of the old.
That's right.
Actually bring future prophecy that was written in the old by the prophet. Now that being said, let's go and get into it now a little further. Give me Sirach chapter 2 and verse 1. Because now we're dealing, the Holy One of Israel gave Egypt for thy ransom. And we know the son can't do nothing without the father's permission. So our praise, we still giving glory to the Most High God.
That's right.
But we know the Most High God had his right-hand man putting in that work.
That's right.
So read that right quick, God.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, out of the Apocrypha, chapter 2 and verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord.
Understand, when the Bible say my son, is speaking about the 12 tribes of Israel. It said, when I what?
If thou come to serve the Lord.
Okay.
Prepare thy soul for temptation.
So now this is what I want y'all to realize. That prepare thy soul for temptation. Anytime you walking in the light, anytime you choose to abide in the will of the Father, he said, get ready. You better get ready. Read on.
Set thy heart aright.
Set your mind aright, read.
And constantly endure.
And do what?
And constantly endure.
Now I'm going to share something with you. When they say constantly endure, guess what? You got to endure when things going good, and you got to endure when things going what?
Bad.
Come on now. Now read on.
And make no haste in time of trouble.
Time of trouble, guess what? So even in your captivity, the Most High God telling you, say, don't make no haste in time of trouble. Read.
Cleave unto him.
Do what?
Cleave unto him.
Uh-huh.
And depart not away, that thou mayest be increased.
Hold up, that thou may be what?
Mayest be increased.
So when you think about what's going on, go ahead and give me that Enoch. Give me Job chapter 13 and verse 15 right quick. Because I want to show you something. Now go back to where we was at and read verse 3 again.
Cleave unto him.
So in the process of time of trouble, we must be clinging up to him. In the process of you doing well, you still must be what? Clinging up to him.
Right.
Read on.
And depart not away.
And don't depart away. Read.
That thou mayest be increased at the last end.
So that you may be justified at the last end of the day of judgment. Now I'm going to show you something. My brother the doc love this precept. He always bring it up. I'm gonna put it in the class today. I'll pray to the Most High. This is what we gotta understand, Israel. In the process of what's going on in our life, the good and the bad, we gotta do just like our forefathers spoke of.
That's right.
Read that out.
The book of Job, chapter 15, verse 13.
13 to 15.
Slide.
If I said it wrong, Shalaki on me.
Chapter 13, verse 15.
Yeah.
Though he slay me.
Though he what?
Though he slay me.
So he's addressing, Job is crying out right now. He said, though he slay me, because guess what Job realized? Good and bad is in the palm of the Father. So no matter what you're going through, it got to get approved by the Most High for it to happen. So
right.
what did Job say? Read that again.
Though he slay me.
Uh-huh.
Yet will I trust in him.
So Job said, though that I'm getting dealt with, yet I will still trust in the Father. Read.
That's right.
But I will maintain mine own ways before him.
Come on now. Job said, look here. Even though I'm getting slain, even though I'm going through something right now, I'm going to maintain the oracles of the power before him. Now, I'm going to show you something. It's about to get gooder and gooder now.
That's
because
right.
when you think about this, give me Isaiah chapter 30. We're going to go to verse 1. Because this is what the 12 tribes of Israel got to realize. Even in our captivity, that the Most High God put us in, we got to still cling to him.
That's right.
When you go hit that time clock at that job, you got to say, I'll praise to the Most High. When you don't get that that promotion, you still got to say, I'll praise to the Most High. When you lose your job, but you still here on earth, you still got to say, I'll praise to the Most High. This is what Job was trying to express to the people. This is what he was speaking to himself on. This is how we got to be walking. See, in the process of being oppressed, we lose focus. We get mad because we didn't get the rim for the car. Now realizing we need to be thankful that we got a car.
Bring it out.
I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you something.
Bring it out.
Read this right quick, guys.
The book of the prophet Isaiah, chapter 30 and verse 1. Woe to the rebellious children.
The Most High God say, woe. That means destruction to the rebellious children. Read.
Said the Lord.
Said who?
Said the Lord.
Read on.
That take counsel, but not of me.
Because when you think about what's going on, that woe to the rebellious children really goes into the understanding. Woe to the children that has lost hope. I'm chastising you to get you right, and you gave up on.
That's right.
That's what the Most High God said. I could have killed you, but I just had your leg cut off. I could have choked you out till you died, but I just gave you ass. Y'all ain't here. Y'all
Talk about it.
I might be talking by myself.
Bring it out, Cap.
Read that again,
Woe to the rebellious children.
Okay.
Said the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me.
And he said, you take counsel, but not of me. You take advice from you a sinner, you take advice for another sinner.
That's right.
Read on.
And that cover with a covering.
That cover with a covering. Read.
But not of my spirit.
Because that cover that we cover with now is Christianity, Islam, all the traditions of men. And he said, but not of my spirit. Read.
And that they may add sin to sin.
Read on.
That walk to go down into Egypt.
Because understand, Egypt just goes into the understanding of bondage. When you look at go down into Egypt, you pretty much have been programmed to be submissive towards your pretty much captivity, towards your oppressor, towards the people that hate the Most High God. Read on.
And have not asked at my mouth.
And you have not asked at my mouth. Read.
To strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh.
Okay.
And to trust in the shadow of Egypt.
And do what?
Trust in the shadow of
The
Egypt.
Most High God said, you been oppressed so long and you done gave up on the faith in me. Well, you leaning towards the people that I got punishing you now. You want the people that I put over you to oppress you to bring you out of captivity.
Bring it out.
I think that's what Lamentations 4 and 18.
Yeah.
Somebody out there grab that for me. I'm gonna show you the waters run deep. When you realize what's going on, Israel, this is what goes into play. Because the Most High God say, man, y'all still rebellious. I put y'all in a bad situation, and y'all looking at the people that's oppressing y'all for help. Is that what I want?
They hunt our steps.
No, Lamentations 4 and 17. I think it's 17.
Okay, as for us,
Yeah, that's what I want. Read that
the
out.
book of Lamentations, chapter 4, verse 17. As for us,
The 12 tribes of Israel, read.
our eyes has yet failed for our vain help.
This is what this is talking about, our vain help. You looking for the oppressor to bring you out this condition, but not the Most High God. Read on.
And our watching,
Uh-huh.
we have watched for a nation,
For a what?
for before a nation
Read.
that could not save us.
Come on now. So that just precept what's going on. Now read verse 3. What the Most High God say about us doing this. Read.
The book of the prophet Isaiah, chapter 30 and verse 3. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame.
So he said, who you trust in gonna be your shame.
That's right.
Read on.
And the trust in the shadow of Egypt.
Of who?
In the shadow of Egypt.
Your captivity.
In
Read.
the shadow of Egypt, your confusion.
Your captivity gonna be your confusion. It's like this. How can the sick get people well? Can the sick heal the sick? Come on, man. Come on, now. All right, now let's move forward. This is what I want y'all to realize. Dealing with our captivity. Dealing with what I want to cover in this class. The 10 Egyptian plagues and the meaning of these plagues. You was never taught this in your captivity, because guess what? Some of y'all, and we've seen it today, we still up on the plagues. They would never bring nothing to your remembrance because they don't want you to realize who you are and what you should be doing. Give me that, dealing with the Egyptians, give me that definition and the understanding of how the Egyptian was rolled. Because when you look at America, and what's that, Revelation 11 and 8 is what I want. Give me the Revelation 11 and 8 right quick. America is Egypt. This is what our people got to realize. America, the daughter of Babylon, is Egypt, man. Who got that Revelation 11 and 8 out there?
The book of Revelations, chapter 11, verse 8. And their dead bodies
Okay.
shall lie in the street of the great city.
Because you understand, spiritually dead is what we're talking about now. When you look at our people, we lie in the street. Read.
Which spiritually
Uh-huh.
is called Sodom.
Called what?
It's called Sodom.
You look at it, the daughter pretty much that sit upon many water. Homosexuality run rapidly out here. Read.
In Egypt.
And what?
In Egypt.
Come on now. The white man haven't created nothing, man. He have stolen everybody's custom.
That's
and
right.
he using the same custom that Egypt did to us in Egypt over here in the daughter of Babylon. Now, I'm going to show you something. Read, we want to give you the understanding how the Egyptian was rolling. Read that out.
Egyptians. There were over 2,000 names of gods in ancient Egypt.
So the so-called Egyptian, the Africans, the Canaanites, pretty much the children of Ham, had what?
2,000 names of gods in ancient Egypt.
So they were dealing with pretty much probably more than 2,000 gods that they were dealing with. Read.
Some images of ancient Egyptian gods and goddesses showed them with a human body.
So understand, they not only had God, they had goddesses. And while a lot of times sisters and brothers that, you know, the woman is a god, this come from the Egyptian. And the Most High God say, learn not the ways of the heathen. But guess what? In this captivity, you've been taught that you was an African. So you think you're Egyptian, but you're not. If we were to go back in time, you'll be pretty much getting hit by that whip. But read on.
And the head of a bird or an animal.
So they dealt like that. Their gods had human body and the head of a bird or some type of animal. Read on.
Animals were chosen to represent the powers of the god.
Oh, man. So that's how the Egyptian was rocking. I'm going to show you. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 6 and verse 4 right quick. When you come back to who we are and know how we should be operating. Now, that's how the Egyptian that was ruling over us, this how they was operating. But this how the children of the Most High God should be operating and understanding. Read that right quick, God.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6 and verse 4. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord.
Is one Lord, read.
And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thine heart.
So what I'm saying, we had that mindset and that understanding. We didn't do all that multiple gods and all that. We understand there's only one higher power. Read on.
And with all thy soul, and with all thy might. And these words which I command thee this day shall be in thine heart. And
That's all I need. So this is our inheritance. This is our understanding of the Most High God and how we should be operating. Now I'm going to show you something. Give me Psalms 96 and verse 3 right quick. Because operating like this, now when you know who you are, we got to pretty much reprogram ourselves to the biblical truth and the understanding of how we should be operating. But I'm going to show you. Read this right quick, guys.
the book of Psalms, chapter 96 and verse 3. Declare his glory among the heathen.
Because when you come to your inheritance, this is what you're saying. You declaring your glory among who?
Among the heathen.
which is the other nation. Read on.
His wonders among all people.
Okay.
For the Lord is great, and greatly to be praised. He is to be feared above all gods.
Hold on, he is to be what?
Feared above all gods.
So now we realize the Most High God is to be feared above all gods. Read.
For all the gods of the nations.
Notice he said, for all the gods of the nations. With it, it's an S on there. Read.
Or idols.
Or what?
Or idols.
Read on.
But the Lord made the heavens.
So understand, we are the chosen seed that have the one true God. We have to take that into consideration as we move forward with this walk. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 8 right quick. Because when you think about what's going on, why the Most High God said all the gods of the earth, they are idols. When you write a book, an author has an audience. The church of Israel is that audience.
That's right.
So guess what? The Most High God made all these things, right? And he told Israel, and hey, what you see, don't trip on it. Let me back up what I'm saying with strip. I'm going to show you. Read that out.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4 and verse 8. And what nation is there so great that has statutes and judgments,
Which is us. Read.
so righteous as all this law, which I set before you this day?
Read on.
Only take heed to thyself,
He said, but check this out, Israel. Take heed to thyself. Read.
and keep thy soul diligent.
He said, keep your soul diligent. That means stay focused. Stay focused in every aspect, man. Read.
Lest thou forget the things which thine eyes have seen.
Notice he said, if you don't stay diligent in this walk, you're going to forget some things. You're going to start worshiping Allah. You're going to say God loves everybody. You're going to start praying and praising white Jesus. But read on.
Unless they depart from thy heart
Which is your mind. Read.
all the days of thy life. But teach them thy son, and thy son's son.
So we should be doing it. Now drop down to verse 19. I'm going to show you why he said we got to be diligent in studying and obeying what is written. Read that up.
Unless thou lift up thine eyes unto heaven.
Because if you don't do this, read on.
And when thou seest the sun,
Uh-huh.
and the moon,
Notice the sun and the moon, read.
and the stars,
And the stars.
even all the host of heaven,
Okay.
shouldest be driven to worship them.
Because guess what? This is what the other nation worship. The sun, the moon, the stars, the heaven. Read on.
And serve them.
And they do what?
And serve them.
And what we doing now?
And serve them.
Come on now, read.
Which the Lord thy God had divided unto all nations under the whole heaven.
So this what's going on. The Most High God knew, man, them people gonna start going out.
Bring it up.
But guess what? He knows I'm gonna give my chosen seed the order. I'm gonna give them what they need to do.
That's right.
But he understood the other nations gonna go off. That's why he said all the gods of the earth, they idols.
Yeah.
Man, it's plain as day. But it takes spiritual men to try to break it down and show the light to our people. I'm gonna show you something. Give me Zechariah chapter 2 and verse 7. Because when you go into the understanding, we realize these things are all precious the Most High God made. But we aren't supposed to worship him. How we know that? Because we got to stay diligent in studying the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High. Something that we haven't been taught in our captivity. Something that our forefathers didn't do when they wasn't in captivity. That's why we're here today. But I'm going to show you something. I'm getting to the point of where we're about to go into these curses now. Read that out.
The book of the prophet Zechariah, chapter 2 and verse 7. Deliver thyself.
Do what?
Deliver thyself.
So realize, man, delivering yourself. Wake up, man. Understand. Realize you've been taught lies. Realize what's going on. Read on.
O Zion.
Oh, who?
O Zion.
You see how the Bible is so personal, but the word teaches so universal. Hypocrisy, I tell you. Read on.
That dwellest in the daughter of Babylon.
Uh-huh.
For thus said the Lord of hosts, after the glory hath he sent me unto the nation,
Okay.
which spoiled
So
me.
understand, Zechariah right now, being that prophet, he said that sent me to the nations that spoiled you, that destroyed you, that misled you, that pulled you away from the Most High God. Read.
For he that touches you.
Hold up. So Zechariah saying through the Spirit, say, he that touches you, the 12 tribes of Israel, read.
Touches.
Do what?
Touch it.
Do what?
Touches.
Read.
The apple of his eye.
Anybody poke in your eye, you're going to be pissed off. I don't care how friendly you might be, how nice you might be. Somebody come poke you in your eye right now, you're going to be bothered. I'm going to show you something. The Most High God, he's bothered right now. And I'm going back into the understanding and dealing with the Passover. I want to cover this. I want to build this class up. I'm going to show you something. Give me Exodus chapter 3 and verse 6. Before we go there, because we dealing with who was in rulership in Egypt.
The Hamites.
The Hamites, pretty much, which was Pharaoh, the Egyptian, which is the so-called, like I said, the children of Ham. Give me, before we go there, let me make it talk. Give me Genesis chapter 10, and we're going to start at verse 8. Nothing new up under the sun, man. Nothing new up under the sun. I got to make it stick, Israel. Read that out.
The book of Genesis, chapter 10 and verse 8. And Cush begot Nimrod.
So, and Cush begot Nimrod. So now this is the pretty much the generations of Ham right now. So Cush begot Nimrod. Read.
He began to be a mighty one in the earth.
Somebody tell us something about Nimrod. Who was Nimrod?
Tower of Babel.
He was
Get with the top body.
he was the emperor of Babylon to Babylon.
Come. So check this out. Nimrod. The Hebrew text for Nimrod means rebel. So read that again. He began to be a mighty what?
A mighty one in the earth.
Okay, read on.
He was a mightier hunter before the Lord.
Now I want y'all to understand that when he say he was a mighty hunter before the Lord, that's not a good concept. Because right now, Nimrod specialized, because you think about it, in Christianity, read this like, man, this dude must be killing a lot of animals. Nimrod was a hunter of souls.
That's right.
See, this is what Christianity don't teach you.
That's right.
Nimrod, this was not, when I read this Christianity, I said, boy, Nimrod, boy, that's a good thing. He was a mighty hunter before the Lord. No, he was against the Most High.
That's right.
I'm going to show you. Read on.
Wherefore it is said, even as Nimrod, the mighty hunter before the Lord.
So being that mighty hunter before the Lord, he was a hunter of souls.
That's right.
That's how he became powerful. So he was really much contrary to the children of Israel. Now I'm going to show you. Now we're going into Deuteronomy. Now we're going to go into Exodus chapter 3 and verse 6 now. Knowing that Pharaoh is the descendants of who? Ham. I want to show you the spirit that was dwelling upon the Pharaoh. A zebra don't change his stripes.
That's right.
That's what you got to realize. Read that out.
The book of Exodus, chapter 3 and verse 6. Moreover, he said, I am the God. I am the God. Shalaka. I am the God of the Father, the God of Abraham,
Okay.
the God of Isaac,
Okay.
and the God of Jacob. And Moses hid his face, for he was afraid to look upon God.
Notice how he's addressing it. Now we're dealing with pretty much Egyptian captivity. He's addressing, he's the God of what? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Moses hid his face, being afraid, pretty much honoring the power at that time. Read on.
And the Lord said, I have surely seen the affliction of my people.
Hold up. Read that again.
And the Lord said, I have surely seen the affliction of my people which are in Egypt.
So, which Egypt means bondage. Now, when this goes back into what we just read in Zechariah, what's that? 2 and 8. Touch the apple of my eye. Read on.
And have heard their cry by reason of their taskmasters, for I know their sorrows.
So now, this is what I want you to understand. He said he heard and he know their cry. So what was going on with the Israelites at that time? Give me John 9 and 31. Because for the Most High God to hear anything from his chosen children, what got to happen?
They keep the law.
Come on now. It's about to get gooder and gooder. I'm telling you. Because see, a lot of people been crying. And I say people, I'm talking about our nation, but they ain't walking in righteousness. And everybody saying, why, Lord, why? But this is what they got to understand. Read that out.
The book of St. John, chapter 9 and verse 31. Now we know that God heareth not sinners.
Okay.
But if any man be a worshiper of God,
Any man be a worshiper, that means keeping these commandments and walking in the light. Read.
and doeth his will.
And what?
And doeth his will.
Not even know, just knowing the commandments and do what?
And doeth his will.
You got to be applying these commandments in your everyday walk. Read.
Him he heareth.
Come on now. Then let's go back into what was at the Exodus. So now we have the understanding when it reads that he say he heard Israel.
Bring it up, Captain.
He heard their affliction. So guess what? In the process of that captivity, they was getting right.
Right.
They realized, hey man, we got to do something about this, man. Now I'm gonna show you. Now we're supposed to go into the curses, the 10 Egyptian plagues, and the meaning of the plagues. See, when you think about it, the Most High God is a God of knowledge. When I was in Christianity, man, there was a lot of stuff they read through fast. And I used to wonder, man, why the Most High did the frogs and the flies? Is that just something he just thought about? I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you. Without our get understanding. Let's go into Exodus chapter 7 and verse 14.
The book of Exodus, chapter 7 and verse 14. And the Lord said unto Moses, Pharaoh's heart is hard. He refused to let the people go.
So check this out. Then we're going to jump down to verse 19. Because right now we're supposed to deal with the first plague. The pretty much turning the rivers into blood. Read that out.
Verse 19. And the Lord spake unto Moses, say unto Aaron, take thy rod, and stretch out thy hand upon the waters of Egypt.
Okay.
Upon their streams, upon their rivers, and upon their ponds, and upon all the pools of water, that they may become blood, and that there may be blood throughout all the land of Egypt, both in vessels of wood and in vessels of stone.
So understand, you think about this, turning the water into blood. He said both in vessels of wood, so this goes into their crops. So you got to think about it. Blood can't make a tree grow.
That's right.
Tree need water. Now I'm going to show you. Why did the Most High God say, you know, in Christianity, well, you know, water is a very important source of life, and you know, all that sounds good, right? But I'm going to show you. Go ahead and read why the Most High God dealt with them like that. We're dealing with the water right now.
And Moses and Aaron did so.
Hold on, read up here, read the, because I'm going to show you something. Dealing with the Egyptians, we just read they had over 2,000 gods. I'm going to show you why the Most High dealt with the river. Read that right quick out on your paper.
Hopper.
Who?
Hopper.
Read.
Egyptian god of the Nile.
So the Egyptians had a god of the Nile.
Check it out, Captain.
So this is the god of the river. Read on.
The Egyptian god was a water bearer.
Okay.
Egyptian plague. Water turned to blood. The first plague that was given to Egyptians from God was that of turning the water to blood.
So that's all. So now we know when the Most High did this, he did it with. Okay, y'all got the god of the rivers, huh? We got something for that. Now let's go back to the precept. Where we at? We at verse 21. Read on. Verse 20. Shalak. Read. Okay.
And Moses and Aaron did so, as the Lord commanded, and he lifted up the rod, and smote the waters that were in the river, and the sight of Pharaoh, and in the sight of his servants, and all the waters that were in the river were turned to blood. And the fish that was in the river died, and the river stank, and the Egyptians could not drink of the water of the river, and there was blood throughout all the land of Egypt.
Check this out. I just want to paint the picture for y'all. I remember my mom had a big aquarium, man, and when she didn't clean that aquarium, my dad was so upset. The whole house smelled like sewage when that aquarium didn't get clean. So you got to think about what's going on. Other than they can't eat the fish, the crops dying and all that, the whole land had a stink on it. So this just frustrating for the Egyptians at the time. Read on.
And the magicians of Egypt did so with their enchantments.
So guess what? They had people too. You gotta understand, man, the Most High God, how things operate, you know, you got good and evil. So he had his people too. And they were trying to work their miracles. Read on.
And Pharaoh's heart was hardened. Neither did he hearken unto them, as the Lord had said. And Pharaoh turned and went into his house. Neither did he set his heart to this also. And all the Egyptians digged round about the river for water to drink, for they could not drink of the water of the river. And 7 days were fulfilled. After that, the Lord had smitten the river.
Now check this out. So that was the first plague. That plague, the meaning behind the Most High did that plague to attack their God. What's his name again? Hapad, the God of the Nile. Now I'm going to show you something. That was the first plague. Exodus chapter 8. We're going to start at verse 1 now.
The book of Exodus chapter 8 and verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, go unto Pharaoh, and say unto him, thus says the Lord, let my people go, that they may serve me.
That they may what?
That they may serve me.
Read on.
And if thou refuse to let them go, behold, I will smite all the borders with frogs.
With what?
With frogs.
Now, Christian, once again, I'm like, man, you know, I asked my pastor about the frogs. He said, well, you know, frogs, they have different toxins and stuff on them and poisons. And it was very economical and, you know, social study science that he told me. So I'm like a youngster. I'm like, okay, cool, that makes sense, you know. You know. Let's go into why the Most High God used frogs.
Talk about it.
Heket.
Head what?
Heket.
Let's see what Heket was.
Egyptian goddess of fertility.
So this was a goddess of fertility. Read.
Water. Renewal. Heket, the Egyptian goddess, had the head of a frog.
This goes into that deity, that pagan deity had a head of a frog. Read.
Egyptian plague. Frogs coming from the Nile River.
Now let's go back to the precept. So this is, you gotta understand, man, the Most High is the original OG. He ain't playing no game. So while he doing this, he's making a mockery to them.
Yeah.
Cause you gotta think about it. We didn't know all this knowledge that we have now. So you gotta think about it. These Egyptians, they studied their gods. So when they were seeing this happening, they were like, oh man, they were talking to Pharaoh like, man, this ain't good, man. You really making us look bad out here. What verse we had up? Verse 3.
And the river shall bring forth frogs abundantly,
Uh-huh.
which shall go up and come into thine house, and into thy bedchamber, and upon thy bed, and into the house of thy servants, and upon the people, and into thy ovens, and into thy netting throwers.
Uh-huh. So you can see how uncomfortable this situation is. You can't even cook nothing. They getting in the stove and everything.
Like roach.
That's right. Read on.
And the frogs shall come up both on thee, and upon thy people, and upon thy servants. And the Lord spake unto Moses, say unto Aaron, stretch forth thy hand with thy rod over the streams, over the rivers, and over the ponds, and cause the frogs to come up upon the land of Egypt. And Aaron stretched out his hand over the waters of Egypt, and the frogs came up, and covered the land of Egypt. And the magicians did so with their enchantments, and brought up frogs upon the land of Egypt.
Now this is them really trying to show and bring the understanding to the people. Pharaoh people trying to pretty much double what the Most High God is having done right now. So he pretty much trying to show them like, man, okay, you did that, we can do that too, that ain't nothing. But check it out, it's gonna get good in a minute though. Read on.
Then Pharaoh called for Moses and Aaron, and said, entreat the Lord, that he may take away the frogs from me and from my people, and I will let the people go, that they may do the sacrifice unto the Lord.
So what was that God again? Heket. The goddess of fertility. The head of a frog and the body of a woman. So check this out. Let's go into plague 3. Exodus chapter 8 and verse 13.
The book of Exodus, chapter 8 and verse 13. And the Lord did according to the word of Moses, and the frogs died out of the houses, out of the villages, and out of the fields.
So Moses brought it back. Read.
And they gathered them together upon heaps, and the land stank.
And the land what?
And the land stank.
Come on, man. There's some stressful time going on. Read on.
But when Pharaoh saw that there was respite, he hardened his heart.
Like people do today. Once you pull it back on, like when you choke somebody out, they real humble. But once you lighten up, what happens? They go back to who they are. Zebra don't change his strength. Read on.
And hearken not unto them, as the Lord had said. And the Lord said unto Moses, say unto Aaron, stretch out thy rod, and smite the dust of the land, that it may become lice throughout all the land of Egypt.
Hold up. Let's get to understanding why the Most High God did lice now. Read that out.
Gael, Egyptian god of the earth.
God of the earth. Gael. This is another deity they had that they were worshiping. Read.
The Egyptian god Gael was over the dust of the earth. Egyptian plague. Lice from the dust of the earth.
So, read on. Let's get back to where we at. 17.
Verse 17. And they did so, for Aaron stretched out his hand with his rod, and smote the dust of the earth, and it became lice in man and in the beast. And all the dust of the land became lice throughout all the land of Egypt. And the magicians did so with their enchantments, to bring forth lice. But they could not.
But they what?
But they could not.
Because remember at first they were going back and forth. I tell you, the Most High God, he's doing this to show you, man. He's doing it to show you. Read on.
So the lice was upon man and upon beast. Then the magician said unto Pharaoh, This is the finger of God. And Pharaoh's heart was hardened, and hearkened not unto them, as the Lord had said.
All right. So now we on the third plague, the plague of life. Deal with Gil, the God of the earth. Now I'm gonna show you. Give me Exodus chapter 8 and verse 20. And I'm sharing this with Israel because, man, I'm telling you, man, Easter Sunday did not teach you this.
That's right.
At all, man. Read there, Rob.
Verse 20. And the Lord said unto Moses, Rise up early in the morning, and stand before Pharaoh. Lo, he cometh forth to the water, and say unto him, Thus says the Lord, Let my people go, that they may serve me. Else, if thou wilt not let my people go, behold, I will send swarms of flies upon thee, and upon thy servants, and upon thy people.
All right, let's get to understanding why the Most High God did this. Who we dealing with now?
Khepri,
Khepri, read.
Egyptian god of creation, movement of the sun, rebirth. Khepri, the Egyptian god, had the head of a fly.
Had the head of the fly. I know we all seen that movie back in the days. Y'all thought Esau, came up with that. This is all, like I said, this is spiritually Egypt, man. I'm telling y'all. Now, let's go back to the precept, though. So this dealing with another God. And I'm just building up to understanding what the Egyptian was looking at. When they was looking at Pharaoh and they were looking at the children of Israel and Moses and Aaron, they were like, man, this don't look good, man. He making a mockery of everything that we worship. Read that. What we at?
Verse 21. If thou wilt not let my people go, behold, I will send swarms of flies upon thee, and upon thy servants, and upon thy people, and into thy houses, and the houses of the Egyptians shall be full of swarms of flies.
Notice he said the houses of the Egyptians. So I'm just showing when we deal with this Passover, what the Most High God, how he was operating. Now, I don't know how, well, we know the Most High God is all power, but just say we was on the right side, they was on the left side, flies just stayed on the left. And I ain't gonna lie, that's a miracle within itself just to see something like that. All praise. Read on.
And also the ground whereon they are. And I was sever in that day the land of Goshen.
Pretty much separate, read.
In which my people dwell, that no swarms of flies shall be there. To the end thou mayest know that I am the Lord, in the midst of the earth. And I will put a division between my people.
He will do what?
Put a division between my people.
Come on, that's what we're praying for now. Read.
And thy people. Tomorrow shall this sign be. And the Lord did so. And there came a grievous swarm of flies into the house of Pharaoh, and into his servants' houses, and into all the land of Egypt. The land was corrupted by reason of the swarm of flies.
All right. So now, moving forward, so that's what? That was the fourth plague. So let's get to the fifth one. Give me Exodus chapter 9. Let's start at verse 1. And I'm going to tell you, man, it's just amazing how when you think about what's going on, these was pretty much idol gods. Come on, man. Read up.
The book of Exodus, chapter 9 and verse 1. Then the Lord said unto Moses, Go in unto Pharaoh and tell him, Thus saith the Lord God of the Hebrews, Let my people go, that they may serve me. For if thou refuse to let them go, and wilt hold them still, behold, the hand of the Lord is upon thy cattle which is in the field, upon the horses, upon the asses, upon the camels, upon the oxen, and upon the sheep. There shall be a very grievous murder.
Hold up now. Let's see what's going on. We dealing with the plague of death of their animals, of their livestock. Let's see where that goes into. What we dealing with?
Hathor.
Who?
Hathor.
So this is another pretty much goddess. Read on.
Egyptian goddess of love and protection.
So a goddess of love and protection. Read.
Usually this Egyptian goddess was depicted with the head of a cow.
A head of a what?
The head of a cow.
Come on now.
Egyptian plague. Death, cattle, and livestock.
So death, cattle, and livestock. Dealing with love and protection, because you got to think about it. As the animal reproduce, they got to, do what they do. And in the process of that, the Most High God brought death to their livestock. So pretty much like, you know what? You dealing with this God. I'm gonna show you this God have nothing on me. Now what we at in the verse? Verse 4.
Verse 4. And the Lord shall sever between the cattle of Israel and the cattle of Egypt.
So at the same time, he done it again. The cattle of Israel and the cattle of Egypt. Read.
And there shall nothing die of all that is the children of Israel.
Uh-huh.
And the Lord appointed a set time, saying, Tomorrow the Lord shall do this thing in the land.
So this is what's going on. Why people so panicking right now dealing with this virus? Because they don't understand the scripture. Oh man, but somebody in my job died. Somebody in my job got sick. And 90% of the time when I asked them, I say, well, who was it? Was it a white guy? Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Come on now. Even with the ones that get sick of our people, 90% of the time, do they die? They don't die. Then the ones that, I haven't read nobody that actually died yet, but at the same time, I look at the situation. Was they keeping the commandment? That's another concept you got to bring about. So these are things that our people are fearful of because they don't understand. So now, let's go up. We're going to plague 6 right now, right? So give me Exodus chapter 9, and we'll start at verse 8.
The book of Exodus chapter 9 and verse 8. And the Lord said unto Moses and unto Aaron, Take to you handfuls of ashes of the furnace.
Because right now we're dealing with boils and pretty much blisters of the flesh. Read on.
And let Moses sprinkle it toward the heaven in the sight of Pharaoh.
Uh-huh.
And it shall become small dust in all the land of Egypt. And shall be a boil breaking forth with blands upon man.
Man, I'm going to just share with y'all. I don't know how y'all ever had a boil before. But there ain't nothing to play with. Especially during the summertime. Woo-wee. But read on.
And upon the beast throughout all the land of Egypt. And they took ashes of the furnace and stood before Pharaoh. And Moses sprinkled it up toward heaven.
Uh-huh.
And it became a boil breaking forth with blands upon man and upon beast.
Man, even your dog had blisters on it. Man, read on, finish it up.
And the magicians could not stand before Moses because of their boil.
They could do what?
Could not stand before Moses because of their boil.
Come on, man. The Most High God noticed they was pretty much copying what Moses was doing through the Most High in the beginning. But it started getting heavy. This is the Most High showing his power. This is the Most High showing, like, you know, we got now with Esau, you know, he's trying to dictate the weather. But at the same time, when the tornado comes, he don't have no formula to stop it from heating.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Best thing he can do is tell you when it's coming or he see it coming. But he can't stop it. So we can't play games with the Most High. He let you hang for a little while until he break you down.
That's right.
Read on, huh?
For the boil was upon the magicians and upon all the Egyptians. And the Lord hardened the heart of Pharaoh.
Once again, he hardened the heart. Read.
And he hearkened not unto them, as the Lord has spoken unto Moses.
All right, let's get this guy that we dealing with now. Dealing with the boils and all that. Let's see what's going on.
Isis.
Who?
Isis.
Come on, man.
Egyptian goddess of medicine and peace.
So this is the Egyptian goddess of medicine and peace. Now guess what? This is the Most High calling them out. I'm going to put boils on your body. See, can you heal yourself? Call upon your goddess. Come on now. Read on. Read on. That's it.
Egyptian plague ashes turned to boils and sores.
So yeah, so that's the God, that's Isis, the goddess of medicine and peace. Where you at? All right. Let's go to Exodus chapter 20, 9 and 20. This is going to be the seventh plague.
Verse 20. He that feared the word of the Lord among the servants of Pharaoh.
I'm going to show you something. Even in the process, the Most High God allowed Moses to give them warning. Read verse 20 again.
He that feared the word of the Lord among the servants of Pharaoh made his servants and his cattle flee into the houses.
So this is the Most High addressing, man. I'm huddling y'all out. Some of y'all that gave up on the might of God. But the ones that go hearken, I'm going to give you warning this time. You know what I'm saying? And they just show you how the Most High God was dealing back then. This is the true original OG, man.
That's right.
Come on now, read.
And he that regarded not the word of the Lord left his
Hold
servant.
up, but he said, but you don't want to, you know, you see what I'm doing, but if you regard not what's being said, read.
Left his servants and his cattle in the field.
Y'all gonna stay out in the field then. If you still rocking with Pharaoh, go ahead and stay out in the field. Let's see what's gonna happen. Read
And
on.
the Lord said unto Moses, Stretch forth thy hand toward heaven, that there may be hail in all the land of Egypt, upon man, upon beast, and upon every herb of the field, throughout the land of Egypt. And Moses stretched forth his rod toward heaven, and the Lord sent thunder and hail.
That's right.
And the fire ran along upon the ground.
And the what
And
ran?
the fire
Come on, man.
ran along upon the ground. And the Lord rained hail upon the land of Egypt. So there was hail, and fire mingled with hail, very grievous, such as there was none like it in all the land of Egypt, since it became a nation.
Come on now. Let's see what the Most High was dealing with on this one. What we got over there?
Nut.
Who?
Nut.
Okay.
Egyptian goddess of the sky.
So this is the Egyptian goddess of the sky. Read.
Egyptian plague. Hail rained down in the form of fire.
Come on now. The Most High God said, all these people that you idolize and worshiping, let's see, can they help? Come on now. Well, so now we on plague 8 now. Give me Exodus chapter 10, and we'll start at verse 12. I don't know about y'all, man, but I was at a missionary Baptist church. They ain't break none of this stuff down to me, man. You know, I don't know that y'all get to understand it, but other than the Easter eggs and all that, I don't remember nothing else, really. For real.
The book of Exodus, chapter 10 and verse 12. And the Lord said unto Moses, stretch out thy hand over the land of Egypt for the locusts.
For the who?
For the locusts.
Now we dealing with the locusts now. Read.
That they may come up upon the land of Egypt.
Okay.
And eat every herb of the land, even all the hail which hath, even all that the hail had left. And Moses stretched forth his rod over the land of Egypt. And the Lord brought an east wind upon the land all that day and all that night. And when it was morning, the east wind brought the locusts. And the locusts went up over all the land of Egypt, and rested in all the coast of Egypt. Very grievous were they. Before them there were no such locusts as they.
Hold up. So it said before this happened, there was no such locusts as this here. Come on, read on.
Neither after them shall be such. For they cover the face of the whole earth, so that the land was darkened. And they did eat every herb of the land, and all the fruit of the trees which the hail had left. And there remained not any green thing in the trees, or in the herbs of the field, through all the land of Egypt.
Come on now. Let's see what's going on. Talk to me, y'all. Seth, okay.
Egyptian god of storms and disorder.
Come on now.
Egyptian plague, locusts sent from the sky.
Come on. So, another idol that they were worshiping that the Most High God made a mockery of. Smashed on it. Now, let's go to plague 9. Exodus chapter 10 and verse 21. We just jumping around. If you want to bring understanding, like I said, do your free time, man. I ain't gonna lie, I enjoy reading Exodus, examining and actually visualizing all these things as I read through the scriptures, man. It's a beautiful thing. Read that out.
Verse 21. And the Lord said unto Moses, stretch out thy hand toward heaven, that there may be darkness over the land of Egypt.
Okay.
Even darkness which may be felt.
Come on
And
now.
Moses stretched forth his hand toward heaven, and there was a thick darkness in all the land of Egypt 3 days. They saw not one another, neither rose any from his place.
Stop right there right quick. I'm going to share with you because I'm not from the country, but I had kinfolks from the country. I don't know, do y'all realize this? There's a difference in city night and country night. Say, man, I never forget this. I was kicking it with my kinfolk in Arkansas. And my mama told me, she said, baby, I ain't going to have to tell you, you probably don't know this, but make sure you make it home before dark. So, I'm young. I'm like, man, we out there playing basketball. We were way back in the past or somewhere playing basketball. And I saw my kinfolk start jogging toward the trail. I'm working on my jump shot because I had that shot back then. So, I'm like, well, I'm going to shoot around a little longer. I don't know what happened, y'all, but it got so dark, I couldn't even see my hand in front of my face. I'm about 9, so I cried out a little bit. I'm gonna say it like that. But hey, my kinfolk them had to come get me. First of all, I didn't know how the trail went, and then I couldn't see. So I'm in there howling, help, help! It was that dark, and I'm just giving you the vision because when there's 3 days of darkness, you gotta understand if you didn't have no candle or didn't have nothing, you couldn't see nothing. Wasn't no city dark. This is true darkness. Now go ahead and finish. I just had to bring that up, man, because you haven't experienced city darkness. Country darkness is a totally different format. I'm gonna tell you like this. On dusk, when the sun start halfway going down, never again I stay late no more. Come on, man.
The book of Exodus, chapter 10 and verse 23. They saw not one another, neither rose any from his place for 3 days. But all the children of Israel had light in their dwelling.
Come on now.
And Pharaoh called unto Moses and said, Go ye, serve the Lord. Only let your flocks and your herds be stayed. Let your little ones also go with you.
Okay.
And Moses said, Thou must give us also sacrifices and burnt offerings, that we may sacrifice unto the Lord our God.
Man, much love to Moses and Aaron. Because guess what? He about to let them free. And then like Moses, hold up. We need a little something, player. We need a lot of work here. We think we're going to walk out with nothing. We need something. I'm glad you changing your heart, but we need something from you. Read on.
Our cattle also shall go with us.
Okay.
There shall not an hoof be left behind.
Come on now.
For thereof must we take to serve the Lord our God. And we know not with what we must serve the Lord until we come thither. But the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart.
Okay.
And he would not let them go.
Now check this out. Read on.
And Pharaoh said unto him, Go thee from me. Take heed to thyself.
Okay. See
my face no more.
Okay.
For in that day thou seest my face, thou shalt die.
Come on now. Hold up. Let me show you something. Now we just read it. The day that touched you, touched the apple of my eye, right? So check out what's going on. I'm trying to build up the narrative now. Now he say, look here, y'all going about your business, but if I see y'all again, I'm about to kill y'all. Do you think the Most High God take that lightly that you threaten his people? I'm gonna show you something. Before we, give me, what we at, verse 29?
And Moses said, Thou hast spoken well.
Moses, okay, player, all right. I hear you talking, okay. You're going to let us go, but you really much telling us you're going to handle us if you see us again. Not knowing when you read in Ecclesiastes, no, that's 2nd Ezra, the world was made for our sake.
That's right.
But you telling us, if you see us again, you're going to, okay.
Right. Bring it up.
Read what? Read 29 again.
And Moses said,
because it's getting gooder and gooder to me.
Thou hast spoken well.
All right, player. That's what he said. All right, okay. Read.
I will see thy face again no more.
All right, okay. I'm going to leave you be.
I'm out the way.
Now check this out. Dealing with the darkness. Give me that guidance over there.
Ra. The sun god.
So this is dealing with the sun god. This goes into Nimrod. This goes into Christianity. This goes into the Catholic Church. But check this out.
Egyptian plague. 3 days of complete darkness.
So this dealing with the sun god. And I'm going to show you. Now, remember, he kind of said he going to let them leave, but then he most high hearkened his heart. But then he kind of told, okay, but if I see y'all again, it's going to be problems. That's what he said. Because they say problems here. It's going to be some problems. I'm going to let you go, but it's going to be some problems. I'm going to show you something. Give me Exodus chapter 11. Give me verse 1. Then we're going to jump around a little bit.
The book of Exodus, chapter 11 and verse 1.
Because I'm just examining like the Most High God and just even the church, they looking at it like, because I ain't gonna lie, I remember when I was in the world, someone let you make it, but they say, then when I see you again, there's going to be some problems. Do you sleep well? No. Especially when you're in a small environment. Like, no, we only got one store in this hood. I'm going to see you. Like, I'm going to see you again.
We need to handle it right now.
Yeah. I used to tell them, man, you might well fight me now.
Right now.
So, you got to think about the church of Israel. They flex. They like, okay, he might let us go. But then he say, if we see his face again, we gonna die. Man, you know they nerves bad. Guess what? The Most High God seeing that too. He like, okay, he gonna try to let my people go, but he gonna put a bead on them, gonna threaten them.
Right.
All right, okay. Most High, I got something for this. Check it out. Read verse 1 out.
The book of Exodus, chapter 11 and verse 1. And the Lord said unto Moses, Yet will I bring one plague more upon Pharaoh.
Most times, hold up, player, hold up. We ain't gonna walk. We ain't walk out like that. He ain't gonna handle us like that. You gonna let us go and gonna threaten us at the same time? Okay. Read verse 1 again.
And the Lord said unto Moses, Yet will I bring one plague more upon Pharaoh.
Come on now.
And upon Egypt. Afterwards, he will let you go hence.
Come on.
When he shall let you go, he shall surely thrust you out hence out altogether.
Come on now. Jump down to verse 4.
Verse 4. And Moses said, Thus says the Lord, About midnight I will go out into the midst of Egypt,
Come on.
and all the firstborn in the land of Egypt shall die. From the firstborn of Pharaoh that sitteth upon his throne, even unto the firstborn of the maidservant that is behind the mill, and all the firstborn of beasts.
Come on, before you hold on, let me expound on it. Come on now.
OG.
You think the Most High God took that lightly when he said that plague?
Says you gonna kill me.
What, that threat? You think the Most High God was well, you know, nah, man, you got to think about it. If we flex, the Most High God flex. So I'm gonna show you something. Dealing with Pharaoh, we dealing with this plague. Go ahead and read that out.
Pharaoh, the ultimate power of Egypt.
So he was the ultimate power of Egypt. Because guess what? The people there, they were worshiping Pharaoh. So he was a god to them, right?
Egyptian plague, death of the firstborn.
He did what?
Death of the firstborn.
Come on now. Woo! So this that 10th plague. Now go ahead and go back to what we're at, verse 5. Verse 6. Now I want to show you the crucialness of what the Most High God said. Even unto the firstborn of their main servants. So the Most High said, look here, I'm even taking out your servants.
That's right.
The ones that's up under your authority, I'm dealing with them too.
That's right.
Come on, read on. Now go to verse what? 6, read.
And there shall be a great cry throughout all the land of Egypt.
Come on now.
Such as there was none like it, nor shall be like it anymore.
Man, he said, well, what I'm about to do, gonna shake the world. Ain't no coming back after this. Come on now, serious business. Read on.
But against any of the children of Israel,
But he said, while I'm doing this, check this out. Read.
shall not a dog move his tongue
Come on, man.
against man or beast,
Okay.
that you may know how that the Lord doeth put a difference.
Hey, what?
A difference.
Hey, what?
A difference.
Come on now.
Between the Egyptians and Israel.
Come on, man. Come on. I'm going to show you something. Then we're going to jump over. Jump down to verse 10, trying to keep from doing all this reading.
And Moses and Aaron did all these wonders before Pharaoh. And the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart.
And the Lord did what?
Hardened Pharaoh's heart.
Okay.
So that he would not let the children of Israel go out of his land.
Now check this out. To bring more understanding to the Passover, we're going to jump over. I'm going to do another class, but give me Exodus chapter 20 and verse 12 right quick. 12 and 14, I'm sorry. Give me 12 and 14.
The book of Exodus, chapter 12 and verse 14.
Give me 12 and 12 right quick.
12 and 12.
Uh-huh.
For I will pass through the land of Egypt this night,
Okay.
and will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt.
Because understand, it was the children of Israel. This is when they put the blood across the border of the house. Read on.
Both man and beast. And against all the gods of Egypt I will execute judgment.
He would do what?
I will execute judgment.
Come on now.
I am the Lord.
He's what?
I am the Lord.
Uh-huh. So now jump down to verse 14.
Verse 14. And this day shall be unto you for a memorial.
For a what?
For a memorial.
Read on.
And you shall keep it a feast to the Lord throughout your generation.
So when you have brothers and sisters talking about we should be celebrating the Passover, now, come on, man. What throughout your generation mean? Once you wait forever, brother.
Bring it out.
So once you come into this understanding of the truth and knowing who you are, you should be doing this throughout your generation, man, forever. Finish it out.
You shall keep it a feast by an ordinance forever.
For how long?
Forever.
Now we're going to close out on this. Give me 1 Corinthians chapter 6 and verse 19 and 20. Now this is what we got to understand, man, the Most High God. The Holy One of Israel gave Egypt for thy ransom. Right now we waiting for that day for the second pretty much escape. The second Exodus. We pray that our people wake up and we pray that they realize the time is short. But read that right quick,
The
guys.
book of 1 Corinthians chapter 6 and verse 19. What? Know ye not that your body is the temple of the Holy Ghost?
Because when you think about the Holy Ghost, which we know is the law, statutes, and commandments, the body is the temple of the Holy Ghost, the oracle that was only given to the 12 tribes of Israel, the so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American. Read.
Which is in you.
Which is in what?
Which is in you.
Read.
Which ye have of God. And ye are not your own.
Because realize what the Most High God has done. We are not our own. Ain't no do your own thing. Ain't no Burger King have it your way when you're a part of the 12 tribes. Check it out. Read on.
For ye are bought with a price.
With a what?
With a price.
With a what?
With a price.
Come on now.
Therefore, glorify God in your body
In everything you do, read.
and in your spirit, which are God.
Which are what?
Which are God's.
Israel, on that note, we're going to say shalom.
Oh boy, yeah, words could never say. I love this truth. I can't believe we the chosen. We gonna make it. Just hold on. Yeah, this little light, I'ma let it shine. Alright. This is the moment I waited for my whole life, yeah. Just a vessel for His glory, let it shine, alright. Father, shine your light on me, yeah. Yeah, let it shine, thankful for this life, cause it was never mine.